Manila Press presents Junction of Earth and Sky, written by Susan Buttenwieser and read by Sarah Borges. Chapter 1. A Minor Movement of Muscles. 1993. Sinclair's pharmacy hasn't even opened yet, but Marnie can already see there are problems with Jimmy's plan to rob it. The drugstore is on the main street of this beach town, and as they park outside and wait for it to open, Jimmy says holding it up will be totally easy, like taking candy from a baby. He says, this early on a Sunday morning, only one person will be working, and the place is old school, so there won't be much in the way of security. No video cameras or cash registers behind plexiglass the way the chains have. All they have to do is wave the gun in front of the cashier, who is probably going to be some little old lady. And the money in the till and the safe and all the prescription pills will be theirs, he tells Marnie. The first problem with Jimmy's plan occurs only a few minutes later, when a powder blue Oldsmobile Omega pulls into the parking space in front of them. An elderly woman in sunglasses and a flowered bathing suit cover-up gets out on the passenger side of the car and takes slow, deliberate steps towards the pharmacy. As the woman waits, lights come on inside, and Marnie can see 2 employees walking around the store. Then the man behind the wheel of the Oldsmobile rolls down all the windows and crooks out his left arm, dangling a cigarette. So he would definitely be able to hear screaming coming from inside the pharmacy. Now, there are at least 4 people to deal with. Marnie and Jimmy have been living inside his Chevy Nova for months, running heroin and cocaine and whatever else their dealer wants moved along the southern New England coastline. Jimmy insists that Marnie stay in the car when they go to the dealer's house. For her own good, Jimmy says. But a lot of what he says isn't actually the truth. Like, it would be easy to rob this drugstore, or that selling drugs could be profitable even when the proportion of personal ingestion exceeds the amount sold. No matter how the maths is done, no matter what Jimmy says, the numbers never add up. All the money they make dealing goes towards their heroin habit, with barely enough left over for gas, and then they have to shoplift or dumpster dive in order to eat. Marnie looks over at her boyfriend, his gray sunken eyes, dried out patchy skin the color of a spider web. He looks like a corpse when he sleeps, and sometimes, in the mornings when she wakes up first, she checks him for a pulse. This is the person she has everything pinned on. Some of the towns they pass through are named for places in England. Marnie remembers her grandmother, who was English, always pointing out the irony that Americans went to all this trouble to overthrow the British government and then couldn't think what to call anything. Her grandmother had been Marnie's primary caregiver, and on their weekly trips to the library when she was little, they'd look through the World Atlas and invent expeditions they were going to take together someday. "Let's pretend we're going on safari, just the 2 of us," her grandmother would say, "and we're off to see some lions and zebras and giraffes." "How about a gorilla?" Back then, Marnie's tastes tended towards gorillas. "Oh, most definitely a gorilla. Yes, absolutely. We must see a gorilla." The street is starting to wake up after a Saturday night. It's a warm July morning, and clusters of vacationers are starting to form outside Vi's Beach Sundries and Supplies, directly across from Sinclair's and Jimmy's Chevy Nova. There's a young couple with a baby in a jogging stroller sitting on a bench with the paper spread out in front of them, holding styrofoam cups of coffee. A group of moms dole out donuts to their kids, while the dads shout out the scores of last night's baseball games. 4 guys are even starting in on Bud Tall Boys. Yet
Sample complete. Ready to continue?